thank you for taking the time to be with us today from
Thank you
Black
for having
Horizon.
me.
Yeah. So get me started on how you got started in the brewing industry and how you're like, I want to open my own brewing company and everything like that.
You know, the funny thing is that that had never been a thought in my head. And if you'd asked me 10 years ago if this was where I was going to be today, I would have been like, what are you talking about? It wasn't even on my radar. I used to be just like a strictly vodka drinker.
Nice.
And you know, because there weren't that too many beer choices out there. So as it turns out, I found out that I like Belgian beers through drinking Chimay when I went out to the club back in the day. I won't tell you
You
what
were the guy at
those
the
were.
club ordering Chimay. Love
Oh,
that.
you know, I was very unique. So you know, I'm drinking my Chimay, loving the Belgian style, and so fast forward a few years, I'm living out in Hinsdale, and I go to this wine bar that's out in Hinsdale, and one of the bartenders, Diane, she introduced me to her husband, Kevin, because he brewed beers, and I didn't like wine, but at the wine bar, they had a great selection of beer. So I would just, you know, go in there and have some beers and enjoy their selection. It's only one of the only places you can get like Goose Island's Bourbon County Stout when it came out, because they were unaware how popular it was. So it was just sitting there on the shelves. So I was like, yes. Um, so she introduced me to her husband, Kevin, and great guy. One of my partners, Kevin. Alex is the other. Kevin Baldus, Alex Stankus. So it's the three of us doing Black Horizon. Um, so fast forward, Kevin and I make a beer in 2013, and we call it St. Baldus because my last name's St. Clair, his last name's Baldus. So just, and it was a Belgian quad, and it was really good. It was like 13-14%. It was phenomenal, so tasty. And about a year later, you know, another fast forward, we meet Alex Stankus, our head brewer, and we're working together on a project to put a brewery in a spot out in Batavia. I mean, way out in Batavia. And it turns out Batavia was using well water at the time. So that was going to be price prohibitive because, you know, you're going to have to treat the water first and before you brew with it. So we put the kibosh on that spot, and then we decided to look a little bit closer to where we're located. Kevin's in Aurora. Alex is now in Darien, and I'm in Darien as well. So we found a spot in Willowbrook. Bing, bang, boom. You know, 3 years later, in 2017, July 14th, 2017, Bastille Day, for, you know, for those of you that know that already. We opened the doors, and it's going to be 4 years this year, and it's been a phenomenal ride. It's really been exciting and a lot of fun.
I just want to get in early here because you said like 10 years ago, if somebody told you you'd go into brewing because you didn't like beer, you would have been like, what? I'm going to say that you're going to go into wine in another 10 years.
Oh no!
Just so I can
So you
say
can
that
just
I
say I
said
told you
it.
so. Yeah.
Who knows? Just like on the off chance, because I like being right so much, I'm just going to take that risk.
Okay. All right.
But actually, I never thought about how water would play a big part in beer, honestly, because you think about all the different ingredients themselves and like what grains you, the barley, whatever, and the enzymes. I don't even think about the water. So what is that? Tell me about the water. Like,
Yeah,
what do you have
because
to do?
your water has, you know, has minerals in it and things like that. And everywhere in the country has a different tasting water. So, you know, and if you make your beer with that water, you've got to maintain that chemical composition. If you move your brewery, otherwise your beer is going to taste different. People will notice. And that's why when a lot of breweries expand, they keep their brewing operations in the same place, but they'll build a tap room somewhere else or whatever, a distribution facility or something like that. So the water is very important, and you know, you don't want like sulfites in it, you know, because it'll make it funky. So you know, you just want to start with good water.
Huh. I
I
see.
know it. Yeah.
I never, it's the same thing that you kind of hear about like the New York City bagels. They're like, it's the New York City water. That's like what makes it taste so good. And I never, yeah, that like makes a lot of sense.
Well, you
Sulfites.
know, this is just like the urban legend, you know, with Malort. Oh, it's made out of Chicago River water. You know, now Malort's made down in Florida or something like that. So, you know, It's,
Well, I
and
don't feel
Malort
like
just tastes like hell
Malort.
anywhere.
I don't think anybody's like, I wish we could replicate this flavor. If only we could get our water right. Maybe we can make grandma's perfume taste better. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Sponsor me, Malort.
That's hilarious.
So, okay, so you get a brewery and you have like a microbrewery, right? So
Yeah, it started out pretty much a nano brewery because we were on a 2-barrel system. Now a barrel is 31 gallons of beer. So we would brew 62 gallons of beer at a time. So that's a really small system. So in order to get volume, because we had 8 beers on tap at all times. So Alex would have to do a bunch of turns, which is, just brew cycles on that 2-barrel system. Now we're up to like an 8-barrel system. So, just one turn on that produces a bunch of kegs. So a keg, as you think of it, is a half barrel. So that's 15.5 gallons. So, one of those, yeah. So out of out of one turn, you get 2 barrels of beer. So you see the mathematic progression when you go up to eight barrels at a time.
yeah, probably relieving for you to some
Yeah. So
extent.
we considered ourselves a nano brewery for a while until we went up to that 8-barrel system a couple of years ago, and now things have been a lot easier. So to produce delicious beer.
Yeah. What are some of the challenges you didn't really see coming?
Let me think. Well, getting the word out. It's. I don't want to say that brewing's like a cost prohibitive thing because a lot of people do things on a shoestring budget. We were on like a Velcro budget. Really really small budget when we opened the brewery. So we had to look at what was important. The grain, getting good malts. Getting good yeast and things like that. The parts and pieces that connect a brew system. And then when we upgraded to the 8-barrel system, now we have to drill a hole in the wall and do some venting on that boil kettle. So it's just those little things, and you just have to keep an eye on the dollars and the nickels and the dimes, because they add up. So I guess you could just say, that there's not one thing that's really cost prohibitive. It's just you have to watch. You just have to make sure that, number one, you're making a good product, because if you're not making good product, people aren't coming back. They're going to start talking smack about your brewery and say, oh yeah, it was good for once, but after that, no thank you. And then so word of mouth got the word out. So that's the toughest part, getting people to know that you're there, because we get a lot of people come in, oh, I didn't know you were there. Or I know you were here. I drove by, I saw the sign, and that's the toughest part, getting the word out. Unless you have like an big blitz advertising campaign, getting that name out there. Where, hey, we're gonna way ahead of time saying we're gonna be opening soon. But yeah, we didn't do that type of thing, and we just built our loyalty right there in the tap room, one drinker at a time.
That is really profound, because obviously it worked. I mean, and the fact that word of mouth was that effective, not a lot of people can boast that. So what do you think that?
I'm definitely not boasting. I'm so grateful for every one of our customers that comes in and says, you got great beer. I can't wait to tell my friends.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't even mean to boast. You give yourself that credit, because that's awesome. But what do you think resonates with people so much about your product specifically? Because there are a ton of breweries.
You know what, I'm not going to try and break my arm, patting myself on the back here, but I think with consistency. We got consistency. We got some great regular beers that we make. Stealing Sunshine is a sour that we make. It's a blood orange sour. People love Stealing Sunshine. And then Alex, we came out with Sugar Bomb, which is one of our milkshake IPAs, which is like our base milkshake IPAs. Now we have a bunch of variations of that. We have a lemon birthday cake Sugar Bomb. We have a double Sugar Bomb. And that's like a 10%er. So it literally tastes like cream soda. So for somebody that's like, I don't like the taste of beer. It's all hoppy and bitter. You taste this Sugar Bomb. It's so funny. I've seen people's faces when they taste it, like, oh, well, I can drink this. So it's pretty cool to see that. And we make some cool beers like the Sugar Bomb and things like that. Cake Crusher is our like cheesecake, like we do a blueberry version, we do a raspberry cheesecake version, and it tastes like graham crackers and cheesecake with raspberries, and people are like, pow. So we do cool beers like that, but then we do like the traditional styles. We have a Munich Dunkel, which is a brown lager. We have a lager, just a regular straight up lager. That's for those people that come in and say, oh, what do you got, like Miller Lite or Bud Light? And like, well, I've got toilet water over there. No, I'm just kidding.
It makes for good beer. Okay, it's because you started making it with the toilet water, and so you have to keep making it with the toilet water. Otherwise, it changes it, and people are gonna complain.
Yeah. So yeah, we make a bunch of the traditional styles. We have a red that's called our Blood Moon Prophecy. So we've got that coming out for St. Patrick's Day. We have a black lager, which is our Schwarz beer. And we just did that one with nitro, cold brew coffee, and vanilla, and people have just been throwing that one back. So a lot of those traditional styles that you just don't get anywhere else, or that you rarely see, breweries do. A lot of them do IPAs and things like that. We do IPAs as well. We got a great one called Midnight Fist Fight, which is one of our hazy IPAs, and then we have another one called Chicken Fried Punk, which is like Midnight Fist Fight knockout version, because that's a 10%er, and it's so good. It's one of my favorites. And and then we got Belgians and things like that. So traditionals and just the crazy out of the box ones that we do. So I think that's the attraction.
I like that I can feel how you want to convert people into beer drinkers, because it's what happened. You're like, yeah, I don't like beer. And then I had this beer and now I'm obsessed with it. And now I want to tell everybody that beer is good and it doesn't have to taste like toilet water.
Well, I got to proselytize. I do own a business. So I gotta get some converts here.
And I also love that they're all such high percent too, because that's always the thing. You always get the oh, you're drinking that sweet thing, like, okay, so you're gonna have to drink like 5 of them to get to my one. Like, nope, this thing that you're calling sweet and like girly or whatever actually is 10%. My drink is stronger than yours. Have fun with your cocktail.
You are correct.
This is just me supporting silently.
I like that. There you go.
People can't see it right now, but it's there. Well, they can see it online, but they can't see it on air. And I just want you to know that there's a fist pump happening out of support, like very aggressively.
And it's still going. It was a long fist pump. That was about 35 seconds right there.
Mama ain't raised no quitter. So you mentioned your lager. Does LAGER stand for anything, or is that you just very aggressively being like, fine, here's your lager?
No, it actually is an acronym. It's let's all get everything right. And we were just sitting there going, oh, what can we come up with as an acronym? It's just gonna be called lager, and I'm like, how about we do let's all get everything right? And Alex is like, oh, that works. Yeah, oh, okay, that works. So there you have it.
That sounds like a social media campaign. Like, I feel like there is some sort of social activism thing getting started by loggers specifically, like a loggers rights activist group. Like, we are lager.
Yeah, we are lager. We are going to get everything right.
Yes. So Black Horizon Brewing Company, I know the story behind the name, which is amazing, but I would love to hear it from you.
Well, it's kind of, it's, as it says on the website, if you go to the About section, I think it's in the About section. I've been on the website for a while, but basically Alec came up with the name, and it just means every business wants to be in the black, and that's on our horizon. So
I just support an accounting pun in a brewery name, because it's like, realistically not two worlds colliding, because starting a business is a lot of accounting, but like feels like two worlds colliding. Like, yes, accounting, and also a 10% delicious drink.
And it's very rock and roll, Speaking of your station, it's very, it sounds very heavy metal and hardcore, and it's just it works. It definitely works. It's for all the nerds that are out there.
We love the nerds here.
Oh yeah, I'm one of them. I'm
Oh,
definitely one of them.
I'm currently wearing a Captain Marvel shirt.
All
So
right, very nice.
yeah, you're in good company here.
All right. Speaking of
um,
which, I have a comic book collection at the brewery that I put up on the wall behind the bar, and it extends from one end of the bar to over into the brewing side. So people can come in and take a look at the collection. There's some really old ones up there. There's some fairly new ones up there, just all kinds of things. So people can go, oh yeah, I used to have that comic book, or I used to have that one, because I just had comic books sitting around in bins, and I'm like, hmm, what? Well, they're just sitting in bins. Well, let me put them in these nice little cases and stick them up on the wall, so people can say, oh, that's very cool. Oh, I remember that series. So it's just fun. It's just, we got a nice little fun tap room.
Aesthetic.
Aesthetics. Very
Aesthetics.
pleasing aesthetics. Yes.
um, so you have we used to have trivia nights,
Oh, we
and
still do.
oh,
We
are
have
they back now?
Yeah, yes, they are. Every second and fourth Thursday of the month. So this week is trivia. This
Oh,
Thursday,
oh no.
8:30 to 10:30.
Thursday is
Thursday
trivia.
is trivia day.
So trivia day is there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, there's a whole bit that we should be doing right now that I
I
didn't
can't think of
know.
what it might be, but okay,
We
I'll
should
let you
be
roll
doing
with it.
no, we should be doing a whole trivia bit. It's okay. Next time when I get out there,
Okay.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna go full surprise camera on you and just start triviaing
Oh, no.
and rapid fire, and that'll be your social media bit. It'll be great.
Okay, all right. I'm going to roll with the punches.
Is karaoke back then too? Liquid
No, we have
Courage?
not.
Okay.
We have not done karaoke. It's been a little bit since we did that. We just wanted to get back into the swing of things with trivia, and we also have live. We do have live music though, so I believe we have live music this Saturday, as a matter of fact, and a pop-up taco stand. So
Tacos and music.
oh yeah.
What kind of bands do you guys usually get in there?
We usually have single artists, acoustic guitar, little microphone. Sometimes we get a little percussion. This week is oh, why can I not think of his name right now? I know in a couple of weeks we have Brent Brown coming, and Matt Strom. Matt Strom is this week. Yes, so he's. I think we're actually the first brewery he started playing in. He's like, hey, I've been practicing guitar. I'd like to get out there and start playing in places. I was like, okay, all right, come on in, and give us a show, and we'll go from there. And that was about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And now he's doing collaborations with other artists, and his career has kind of picked up. So it's really cool just to see that organic development of talent.
So record labels, look for your next talent at Black Horizon Brewing Company. They're there.
Yeah, Brent Brown. I think he's been out in the Naperville area for a while, and so he's got a nice following too. So just we love it's a nice and intimate setting, and they just come and rock out for a few hours.
All right, I have to ask the question, and everyone always hates it, but I got to do it. What? I know. What is your favorite beer that you guys make?
Oh, that is between the Chicken Fried Punk and the St. Baldus, which is our Belgian quad. So like I said, I love my Belgians, and that's a nice 12%er. And then we do barrel aged versions of it. So yeah, that's the thing.
I like that you had zero hesitation. Everyone else is like, oh, they're my babies. I don't know. Yeah, and you're like, all right, so I got two.
Well, a lot of people ask me, what's my favorite when they come in,
sure.
And and they're like, oh, which beer should I drink? And that's when I tell them, they're like your kids, you love them all, but for different reasons. But if my favorite is up there, if Chicken Fried Punk is on the boards, or St. Baldus is on the boards, oh, I'm definitely going to push that one. But otherwise, I'm like, you know what, you make a conscious choice. I'll let you taste anything you want up there, but I want the choice to be yours. I don't want just to push one beer on people, because I like people to taste outside of their box. A lot of people come in and say, I don't like the IPAs, they're so bitter. And I was like, well, you got different styles. You got the East Coast style, you got the West Coast style, and the West Coast style tends to be a little bit more bitter, but the East Coast hazy style, that's more citrusy and has fruit notes and things like that. So here, taste this one. And they're like, oh, I could do that. Well, thank you for educating me and changing my mind. So there you go.
There are no real labels at Black Horizon Brewing Company.
Yeah, well, something like that.
Something like that. Also, like our children, we all secretly do have a favorite. We just can't say it out loud.
Yes, exactly.
So, my favorite thing about going to a brewery or a bar is obviously the people and like all those interactions. Is there an interaction or a conversation that you've had at Black Horizon or because of Black Horizon that really stuck with you?
Uh, I'm trying to think. No, everybody's like, phenomenal that comes in. Everybody's respectful. And this is one funny thing I have to say that we actually get a lot of compliments on is how clean our bathrooms are. Yeah, because me, I'm like Mr. Squeaky bathroom guy because I was in the military for 24 years.
I knew that you were military
way
from
back
the
in the day.
second we started talking. I'm sorry, my husband is military. My father was military. My brother's military. I was like, this dude's definitely military. I'm not going to bring it up, but it definitely. Yep.
Yeah, I was in the Army for 24 years, retired as a captain back in 2008. So, I've been out for a
Nice.
while, but so I know how to clean a bathroom, and I just make sure all of our staff keeps that bathroom clean. And it's just so funny when people just come up, thank you for having such clean bathrooms. It's. I was like, well, if that's what keeps you coming back, great. But try the beer too.
It's made with toilet water from the bathroom that's very clean.
So it tastes just like Miller Lite.
All right. Well, at least like it's like really Coors Light. Let's be honest here.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to get a cease and desist order, from this. So I don't know. It's up to you if you want to edit that.
Obviously, me too. We're both like putting ourselves in terrible scenarios right now, but here we are. Luckily, there's editing. Yeah. Is there anything that you would like to get in that you think that people should know about Black Horizon that we didn't touch on?
Well, we're easy to get to. We're right off of 55 and Route 83 in Willowbrook. Plenty of parking, great atmosphere. I mean, our customers run runs the whole age spectrum. We have really old, really young, married couples, singles, whatever, whoever. They come into the brewery. I've never heard anybody complain. We've never had a fight. I've never had to throw anybody out for being drunk. It's just, it's just one of those places. It's just odd. Back in college, I used to be a bouncer and then a bartender in one of the college bars, and it's a completely different experience from owning a bar, owning a brewery tap room, because most people come just to appreciate the beer and maybe hang out with their fellow beer aficionados, and that's the way we like it. There's no polarization of any sort. We've got a nice roll-up garage door. We have a little patio with a few picnic tables out there, so you can hang out, get a little bit of sun. So just try and make it as welcoming as possible. The brewery side is like right there when you walk in. It's right there to your right, so you can see everything that goes on over there. So you might catch Alex brewing a beer when you come in, or if you want an explanation of how everything works, we're more than happy to tell you.
More than happy means, please ask me. I really want to tell you all about it.
Mostly I just want to hide in the back, but
That's fair.
I got to be customer facing.
All right. Well, we're gonna fake end real quick. All right, just so we can get a good ending in here. All right.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I feel like that's how we should just do that. Thanks. Bye.